Thank you for watching Ben Television. This is a special episode of You Decide. I want to know if our guest is in studio. Is our guest in from Nigeria? Okay. I understand that we are waiting for our special guest. In the meantime, I have in the studio uh, prominent publishers. In London here, we have Chief Femi Okutuba. He's well known and everybody knows the award he gives every year to those he loves. Some of us are not that loved by him. Chief
It's not my
Okutuba,
love
you are
at
welcome
all.
to the program.
Thank you so much, Dr. Johnson.
No, I'm just joking. I'm just pulling your legs. You've been a great man and a very great icon in this country, and the government recognizes you as such. It's a pleasure sharing this platform with you. You're welcome to the program.
Thank you so much for having me.
Yeah, we also have all the way from Milan, Italy, a great publisher there, Mark Godwin, who has been publishing in the Schengen publications, and he has a unique one. He's just telling us a few moments ago off camera that a Nigerian is a senator in Italy. Mark, you are welcome to the program.
Thank you very much, Honorable Shegun Johnson. Thank you. It's a pleasure being here. Thank you so much.
When you use honorable for me, I feel highly elated. We're
yes,
still waiting for.
Yes, you are. Yes, you are.
Thank you. We're waiting for Senator Okorocha, and we're just using that one to pep up right now. But you were telling us some good news of Nigerians in Italy. Can you please tell us a little bit of that?
Yes, yes. Yes. What has been happening in the couple of years is there's a stereotype. There's a stereotype on Nigerians basically around the world. You all will attest to that. Now, interestingly, there are also Nigerians that are involved in real positive, great things. In fact, adding to the economy of Europe. So what my outfit does is we go around like firemen trying to quench fire, and we look out for Nigerians making impact in Europe. Take note, it's in Europe. Obviously, back home in Nigeria, our home country, there are Nigerians doing great things. But you see, there are lesser attention to the ones in Europe. And there are lots of them. Let me start with here in Italy, for example, we have a senator in the House. That's the first chamber. Yeah, it's not the House of Rep. We're talking of a senator in the main law chamber. So, and that's Senator Iwobi, a Nigerian from the eastern part of Nigeria, and he's there making his contribution. Also, we have young Nigerians from the south side of Italy. The south is Naples, Sardinia, and all there. And these young Nigerians are lawyers, barristers, working in the law department of Italy.
The law industry, yeah.
Yes, yes. And listen to this. Italy is also known for some real elite things like shipbuilding, boat making. You have the yacht.
Yeah.
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
So now I found a Nigerian working in the most precious, beautiful shipbuilding company in Italy. There's a Nigerian there, and he's not working as he's not there as a menial worker. He is working as a professional, giving out designs, creating designs. And funny enough, nobody's talking about these people. Nobody knows them. There are many, many more. We have about 6 Nigerians 6 young Nigerians that are sprinters, throw hurdles, throw javelin, and all these sports activities.
Okay.
In it.
Okay, I may have to stop you there because we know that Nigerians are making waves all over the world.
Yes.
But studio is informing me that we have our special guest in. Is that correct, studio? So that we might just take off as we have planned. Yes, this is a very pleasant occasion. And let me just go straight to it. We have in our studio today, Ben Television International, a great politician in Nigeria. Every right, he is a great politician. He has been a two-term governor. He has been in Senate, and again, he went back to Senate. He's a philanthropist. He's an educationist. Everyone knows the special guest of today. And let me just go straight to him so that we can welcome him and then start asking him the questions. You're welcome, distinguished Senator Rochas Okorocha.
Thank you very much.
We're glad that you are here, and we are proud of you. You have done so many things for Nigeria, and right now you are in Ben Television worldwide, and we are transmitting live. And so whatever we ask here, they go viral right now. We are so glad that you could find time and come into our midst. I also have here who will be asking you questions. I have the well-known publisher in the United Kingdom, Femi Okutubo. Femi, you are welcome to the program formally.
Thank you very much, Dr. Johnson, and welcome, Senator Okorocha.
Thank you, my brother. We have all the way from Milan, Italy, well-known publisher in Nigeria as well, Mark Godwin. Mark, you are formally welcome to the program.
Thank you very much once again, Honorable. You're welcome, Senator Rochas Okorocha. Thank you for honoring the invitation to be with us.
Thank you very much, my brother.
Distinguished Senator, we will go straight into the reason why we have decided to meet with you. All your good works are known, and so we will not ask you much of your background because we know many Nigerians know what you have done. But of recent, you have been in the news, and we want to be very clear what has brought you to the limelight again. More importantly, we have a video of you here talking to about maybe 1,000 people of what happened to you in your home state, Imo State. If you don't mind, I want to play that your video where you are talking to about 1,000 people and telling them about what was going on. If you don't mind, I will ask Studio to play it so that you can speak to it. Studio, let's have that video where Senator Okorocha was talking to the good people of Imo State.
Is that Governor Hope Uzodinma is going a very wrong direction that he might not end up well with. For what happened yesterday has simply displayed criminality in governance, yes, thuggery in governance, yes, and is creating unnecessary tension where there's no need for it. Imo today is very unsecure. For the first time since 9 years. Now, you go to Olu, you see killings in Olu, that even the Air Force fighter jets, for the first time in history after the war, would come round Olu. You see, yesterday alone, 10 houses were burned in Oguta. Every day, people are being killed in this state. People are being intimidated by the governor and his dogs. Now, I do not know what the governor wants to achieve, but I think he wants to make everybody fear him. He has also introduced a law in the Imo State, through the Imo State House of Assembly, that empowers him to detain people at will. That law is barbaric and must be condemned. Now, Governor Hope Uzodimma is busy chasing shadows of violence and living performance. Since he came to office, what he has achieved so far is demolition of 1,000-bed hospital in Douglas, Sumter Hospital, built by me. He has demolished the tunnel at Port Harcourt Road, built by me, on the reason that it is substandard. Until today, more than 50 excavators and payloaders cannot break the tunnel.
Thank you very much. Distinguished Senator, our viewers will be wondering what has led to all of this, because you were just the predecessor. You just left office, and you and the governor, you are in the same party. Do you mind telling us your own part of the story, distinguished Senator?
Well, thank you very much. I think this issue has been spoken on several occasions, but let me try to summarize this morning to those who are still confused as to what happened in Imo State. In summary, this is just a display of hate, envy, conspiracy, and political witch hunts. Just the way I can summarize it. And believe me, I think I thought that office would change the person of Hope, but it doesn't look like governorship will change its character. And I have listened to him on television and radio talking about many things that are not true. So, and the one that worries me so much now is the lies being told by on this matter. As you are aware, and I don't know whether you saw the video or the news from most of the local televisions and newspapers, that prior to my going to the place, there was a story of or news of one commissioner, there's Commissioner for Lands, going to the premises of the Rochas Foundation property, which is the hotel called Royal Spring Pan. And going there, he went there with armed men and thugs. And if you look at that video, he sealed himself inside. He doesn't even see from outside. And shortly after sealing, they went on shooting spread and cutting away the properties of the hotel. It's on video. The whole world saw that. And I said, what's the relationship between a commissioner going himself to go and see the property and thereafter shooting and looting? Why are they shooting? Over 200 gunshots were displayed that very day he went there. What was this? Was anybody against? Was anybody on his way? The hotel workers were all jumping. Some got injured in the process, and they arrested some of them for just no reason. And so the government became the belief, became the executive, became the legislature, became the judiciary. Because you can never go to anybody's property and see the property as a governor white paper without a court order. And if it's court order, a bailiff should go there. And even if you want to do that, you should contact the police or contact the SSS or any security agency to give you people to do so. But you cannot take police from the government house to go and execute this illegal act. So, but what surprised me is how they try to change the story, the narratives, and lying about it. It doesn't really make sense. It doesn't help matters. But talking about the day I really went there myself, now the information I got was that there were people in that place still looting mattresses and TVs and valuables of the property. That was the news that Sunday, and it was on a Sunday. I came from a function, and I called the Commissioner of Police. Commissioner of Police, did you send any policemen to that property in question, Rochas Foundation property? Now, he said no. Now, that SSS, I called her. I said, did you anywhere send someone? He said no. That aroused my curiosity to really know. And somebody said to me that they could be police from government house. I said, are they real police or fake police? I went there. And when I got to the place, I saw a gentleman, an outside gentleman. So and I think he's a sergeant, wearing headgear like that. People going to war. And I said to him, said to him in house, I said, what really happened there? You know, that kind of thing. Who gave you the? Where are you from? Are you from the command? No. Are you from the IG? No. Where are you from? He said from government house. Who sent you? The CSO ordered us to come here and stay. Do what? Do you have court paper? Do you have court order? No, everything was no. As the process of speaking this, I had gunshots and matches. I'm led by one area person, one of his SS. And I know him very well. He knows me very well. The two of them came around. I said, shout. And I said, come, boys, come, boys. Enough of this. I was so sure. I was just watching them. When I saw that they came with their first distance, and then the background police also started shooting their first chance. So what is happening? I was calm. And I said to them, listen, I called my boys, retrieve back. So don't shoot. They came backwards. And these boys kept throwing tear gas and shooting. The moment they shot my son-in-law, and then the moment the man came, when he was trying to throw something at me, my orderly Samuel blocked him, and he macheted his head. That's when I knew the matter was serious. Then my security men all caught as I was shouting, please don't shoot. Don't shoot. I was shouting on the video, don't shoot. And I said to them, what is all this? They had no reason. I'm beating up the whole people with me, using the talk to arrest my people. And then took my properties, my bag, and destroyed all my cars, my staff car, my security car, my SSS. They removed his suit and beat him up. One of my commissioners was beating. They took his shoes and took everything. Then I knew it was serious. At this point, I was asking the police, what is wrong? What are people doing? And nothing really happened. So when I came to the situation, they had to take me to a room. I wanted to stay and say, okay, if you want to shoot. Match at me. But in the process, my admins and security men pushed me to a room where I sat down and kept firing that house. Firing and destroying the whole thing and everything. Well, that's the truth of what happened. It was an attack on me.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, sir. My colleagues may want to ask you a question. Let me start from Femi. Femi, you've listened to the distinguished senator. What would you like to ask him?
Well, it's obvious that this seems to be a long-running issue, but let's hone in on the incident that happened on Sunday. Senator, what is really the interest in this particular property? You know, have there been any previous communications about this particular, maybe from the government about this property? That's number one. Still related to that would be, you've said that the property is owned by the Rochas Foundation. The government version, the government version is saying that it's owned, I believe, by your wife in Nkechi Okorocha. So could you just give us a bit of clarification on that, please?
Well, let me take from the last question you've asked. Well, all Rochas Foundation property is managed by my wife. And we have several hotels. We have in Abuja, we have in Jos, we have in Lamo, we have so many properties. And what we do in Rochas Foundation, we have over 25,000 children that we train in schools. And we have over 13 schools across the whole nation. And 75% of our income as a family goes to the foundation. And we believe that the madam is the more careful person who can handle this the funds to all the schools. Now, so that's how she came into the management of this properties. And what we'll do is that whatever is the proceeds from these hotels is used to pay the teachers and the workers. We have well over 1,300 teachers that will teach all children. And so in Imo State alone, we have 3 schools. We have Rochas Foundation College, Oji. We have with over 1,000 students. We have Rochas Foundation College of Africa, where we have 5 children from all African countries in that school, near my residence. Then you have Rochas Foundation Primary School, Oboko. And again, 4, Rochas Foundation Secondary School, Oboko. So we have 4 schools that this foundation, that very place ought to be catering for their workers. Now, this is how Madame comes into this. It was not like a business for Madame or whatever, but it's for the foundation. Now, the second question you asked was about the interest on the property. Now, there's no particular interest, but actually it was a decision when I had to literally ask my wife and said, we have hotels in Abuja, can we just put one and begin to segment these foundations to all our properties, so that this one can take care of, plus other properties we have in the world can take care of this. That's how the whole idea of building. But we wouldn't give you a profit, or it doesn't give you as much profit as you get if you're in Abuja or Lagos. But we did that because I wanted to bring down home, and bring back home wealth, and dramatize that, look, Owerri was a bubbling place economically during my time. Not only that, I brought my daughter back. My daughter has a shop where she makes snacks. I have so many things that I brought down to work. And we've been in business for many years, not today. I've been in business, I've been in real estate, I've been in aviation, I've been in banking. I've been in business before even becoming governor. So this property in question shouldn't have created any controversy. But I think it is just an envy. But let me tell you something that might shock you. And that's the truth. And that's the truth for anybody listening who knows what. Where this school is built, where this hotel is built, is where they put all the dustbins, near where they put all dustbins that were coming from Aba Road. That was the rejected area, and it was a criminal, it was where you have all the criminals and armed robbers and everyone. When I came into governance. So when I came into governance, it was never a great area. But we created a layout. And this hotel is only a part of the layout of 250 properties or lands allocated to people. But the one that are singling out is this particular one. I wonder why. Now, so that's why I say it's political vendetta. What is the problem? If that has become, if the government said, listen, and they approach me and say, look, Rochas, we want to use this. Why do you destroy it? Well, we can say, okay, we can discuss. What do you want to do with it? So that's not even the main issue. The economic value of the property to me, Rochas, is not in question. It's not even an issue. But this same government has gone ahead to demolish most of the assets, some for the state, like the 1,000-bed hospital in Douglas Road, Hospital. What's the reason for destroying the hospital on 6 floors? Why would you commission by the vice president? Now, the tunnel I built, he destroyed it. What is the reason? I don't understand. The roundabouts I built that provided safety and beauty to the city, he demolished all of them and nothing alternative. So it's getting too personal. But I think it has a lot to do with how he came into governance, or how he came into governance. But what I want to advise is that enough of this enough.
Okay, my colleague from Milan, Mark, will want to ask you a question.
Yes, sir. Owele Rochas, good morning, sir.
Good morning, my dear. How are you?
Interestingly, I'm from Imo State. I'm from Insecurity in Imo State, and I've been following what you did in your tenure. The honest truth is, you did your bit. You were able to bring some progressive things to Imo. My question is this. You and the present governor are from the same party and you're also from the same state. That means you're brothers. How do we stop this bickering and animosity? You being an elder brother and a senior man that had come before him, he's just there now. Why not bring out the hand of friendship and brotherhood and let's stop this, because there is a lot to be done in Imo State. Lots more than this bickering and animosity. What do you say, Owele?
Well, my brother, thank God that you're from Imo State. But let me also say, I don't know when you were in Imo last,
Okay.
and whether you can tell about Imo State of 2011 and Imo State of 2019. If you say you are in Imo State,
Yes.
I expected you to have said something much more than you did your bits. No, be honest. Because the new Imo State that you have today was my own creation. Whether by road network that I expanded and linked up, opened up Owerri, brought in real estate into Owerri, built 13 tertiary institutions, 6 universities, polytechnics, 7 general hospitals, international conference centers, Euro Squares, and excuse me, what I have done in Imo State, and I proud myself to say that my word of honor has not been matched by anybody. So when somebody says this, I wonder why I'm coming with over 2,000 verifiable projects, you can see. In addition to that, free education from primary to secondary to university, no child paid a dime during my time. So when you say that comment, and if you have been in Imo, if you are away from Imo and you have come back to Imo, you agree with me that that was not still Imo. That we call Imo today a state is my own creation. And thanks to Sanu Akapsamba, only the foundation. So
thank you very much.
You're asking what can be done. You're asking me what can be done. Let me tell you.
Yes.
You see, a lot of effort has been put in this. Maybe the public do not know. You might be the first to hear this. And what you need to hear is that efforts for peace and reconciliation has been made. And I went to the governor, I said to him, Mr. Governor, you are governor of state. I will never run for governor again. Now, I'm a senator. And circumstances made me go to the Senate. And for some reason, personal to me. I may not even run for the Senate again. I may not, probability. So what's your problem? Have your state run your state. Or leave me alone. And if there are things that you want to pursue, you think you want to recover based on whatever you do, please do it legally. Yeah, because I see that you're in the FCC, you're in the FCC, you're in the ICPC, you're visiting them. And all this property in question you're talking about, they're all in court. The FCC sealed them and we got to court and unsealed them. There have not been any traces of any $1, £1 anywhere that is linked to these places. And they have traced to where the funds for construction of this came from. And actually came from Rochas group of companies. So what is your problem? Please let this be. He will tell you something today, and he does a different thing tomorrow. The hope of a gentleman, my only thing, I don't know whether it's natural input in him, is that he never says the truth. He lies everywhere. The same lies that brought him to governance, the same thing he continues. My shock is that Fayemi, chairman of Governors Forum, a colleague, and other governors called us for a meeting. This same governor who opposed him told all of us and took an oath that he's only doing this white paper thing or what investigation thing because he wants to satisfy some of his political people from Owerri who really to Ghana support. That he assured them before me that this white paper will just be something of that because it will be under his desk because he knows they will not find anything. The same Hope Uzodinma is using white paper, arrogating to himself the power of court to go and see the property, and this is happening in my own time and generation. So I have accepted to be humiliated, and thank God for my restaurant. Today we have been that Rochas is a murderer, Rochas killed people if I allowed my boys to shoot, but I accept that humiliation if justice were read in Imo State. So it is not true. It is not true. He knows talking about Olu. If I can help you.
Distinguished Senator, we know that the governor is not here with us, but yes. I would like to show you his clip when he visited the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, few days ago, so that we can balance the discussion here. Let's have that clip, please, when Governor Hope Uzodimma was at the Asura.
This is the second time in the year 2021 President Muhammadu Buhari is formally engaging Governor Hope Uzodimma of Imo State. The latest was for the governor to express appreciation to the president for supporting his efforts at restoring and maintaining peace and stability in Olu zone following the breakdown of law and order.
It was on my invitation that the military came, and I did that because I know the situation was beyond the local arrangement. We needed help, and the help was given to us. Those that came, through their intelligence, identified where these people were, and I can tell you, all the people arrested, all the rifles recovered are intact. The people are under interrogation. Not even one soldier or one of those militants died in the process. And as I speak to you, the situation has come down to normal. People are now going about their businesses, and those caught will soon be charged to court. Let anybody politicize it, but I have a responsibility to protect the lives of my people. God knows, if I have the opportunity to see any man who is taking lives, I will confront the person head on.
The governor also used the opportunity to clear the air on the reported arrest and detention of Senator Rochas Okorocha, saying he has no hand whatsoever in what has befallen the former governor of the state.
You recall that before I became the governor, the head of administration set up a judicial panel of inquiry to look into accusations and allegations of lands, converting government lands to personal property, and then removing private lands from individuals and giving to other individuals. The judicial panel of inquiry, chaired by a judge, met and concluded their job, and their white paper has since been raised. You know, institutions, the agencies that are involved with implementation are doing their job. I am not directly involved. It is a position taken by government. There's a difference between governor and government. The government of Imo State sealed their property, and I think that if there is anything anybody considers that is not right, the person should go to court to address the issue, not to take laws and or take to self-help. Government is a serious business, and I'm very serious. But people should know the difference between being a governor and the government decisions and policies. And you know, we took oath to protect our laws. We shouldn't be part of any arrangement to violate our laws.
Governor Uzodimma promised to remain unrelenting in his efforts at protecting and defending the interests of Imolites. From the State House, Adamu Sambu, NTA News.
Distinguished Senator, you have listened to the governor of Imo State. There are two main issues here. One, the bombarding of Olu, which he said was to stop some rumblings there. We will want to know your reaction to that, because you alluded to it, that there are killings and burning of houses in Oguta. And the second one is a reaction to what is happening at the Royal Palm Estate. Can we have your reaction on these two, sir?
Well, let me tell you the truth. It sounds funny. This guy lies. Now, look at what he said. Just look at his statement. He said that what happened in Olo, that people were arrested, that those who came with intelligence and know where the people were staying. Okay, just for you to prove a point. And if you now go to manufacture, there's no single person arrested as a result of the air fighting, the Air Force bombing that came. Nobody was arrested. The arrest was made prior to their coming. And he said they had the report of where they were staying and all that. This is my people. They are all people. I agreed that there are insecurity going on. But is that the best way to have handled it? Now the whole people in Olu, they are scared. People are scared. But when I was a governor, incident like this happened in Ohajegbema. And what I did was I called the traditional ruler, called the stakeholders. What do we do? And they will pinpoint where these boys are. We pick them up. We pick them up. Which security intelligence? I think security intelligence, you should tell us the people that were arrested as a result of that air raid. There was none. So that's another layer again he's talking about. So number two, he talked about the what do you call it?
The Senator, can we please let's pause, because by law we must go on break. We'll just spend less than a minute on the break. Then when we return, you will continue, distinguished Senator, and my colleagues will have a chance to ask you more questions. We'll go on a break right now, but you don't go away. We'll be right back.
Ben Television has been going for almost 2 decades now, representing the African, Caribbean, and ethnic communities in the diaspora, especially based in the United Kingdom. We have been providing content, various programs to empower, make an intervention, deliver, and enlighten the mainstream community about what it is to be a BAME in the United Kingdom. For almost 2 decades, this has been our ethos, bridging the gap. Now we seek for your support and partnership in delivering what we need to achieve in the coming generation for our youth, either through training, mentorship, empowerment for their entrepreneurial skill, talent, and in their business. Ben Television, bridging the gap, you're welcome to be with us. Thank you very much for joining and being partners of Ben TV, creating that bridge between the mainstream and the other communities in the United Kingdom and in Europe.
Thank you for staying with us. The program is You Decide, and we are privileged to have the distinguished Senator Rochas Okorocha with us today. And he was making a point on what Governor Uzodimma just said before we went on that break. Distinguished Senator, you were about to make your second point concerning the stealing of the Royal Palm Estate. Yes, Senator.
Well, just like I was saying before, I said, well, it shocks me what I'm hearing. And let me go return back a bit. When he's visiting the president, I know how this nation works. I will not be surprised as misinformed the president about the true situation. Yeah, I'm sure Mr. President would have been misinformed. The security agencies were all misinformed about this true situation of what's happening. And he's the person creating the tension where it does not matter. Let me tell you, like I said before, we are confronted with this problem for 8 years. I made it possible that people in Ohajegbema could come back home after running away because of crisis that occurred within the place, and submitted back their arms. I created the first amnesty in Imo State. This was a difficult situation. When I went to Olu, my fact-finding mission as a senator, I went there and I visited the homes of these people. I even gave scholarships and all that. What I realized is that from the rumor making round in Olu, and that's the truth, is that these are some of the aggrieved youths who came now with whatever name they call them, IPOB or this. But I don't even think that it is the way they're taking it. I think some of the youths who used to work with the Hope Uzodimma, some of his talks that he used in the past and do everything, I think he's not been able to settle them since he became governor. Just like the one area of a guy. If he had not settled one area and made him an essay, one area might be part of those doing this. So this is an entire matter that you should have done. And how can you go to the village to bomb the village? Well, this is not Boko Haram city. It's not at all. without consulting the leaders of that state to tell you what is the solution to follow. That's the point I'm making. So he's never telling the truth. I don't know what he must have told them in the presidency, but that is stock in trade. He will tell them whatever and convince them. But very soon, and I let me say, I prophesy here, let me sound like I said that very soon people will know the gentleman I'm talking about. I hope he does not bring the ripples office of governance in the state. The second point he mentioned again, that it doesn't have an issue of Royal Palm Hotel, that there's a difference between governor and government. Why can't he face the fact? Governor gives direct to government. What's the difference? You're a governor, you're the head of government. Why are you lying that it's not you? That some people are doing their job. At one point, he said some people took people's land. I've challenged him 100 times. Say, let one person in Imo State come to tell that Rochas Okorocha took his land and gave it to somebody else, or took his land and gave to myself or members of my family. I stand to be challenged. And I've asked him, if it's not true, can you please stop misinforming the public? Tell them that your problem is you just felt that Rochas Okorocha is too popular in the state, too accepted in the state, that you can't handle this. You want to demystify him. You want to get him out of the political cycle. Rochas is an obstacle for you. And to sort out your agreement with Oshimole and how you became governor of the state through the lying process, whatever you agree, that makes sure keep Rochas busy so he doesn't have time to come out for national politics. Period. That's the underlying thing. It has nothing to do with this. And this APC that we're talking about, gentlemen, this APC, I founded the APC in this country with the Bola Tinubu, with our president, President Muhammad Buhari, with other few leaders. When I formed this APC, I was called Okorocha. I was rejected in my land. People didn't, at least never believed me. And political who is who in Imo State never joined the APC. All of them, they were all in PDP. Yet I defeated all of them. So what would have changed? What was in PDP when I defeated him? All of them that were former governors, everybody was not. I was the lone with ordinary masses I defeated. So what has changed? All of a sudden, you came through the back door because Oshimole and some of these people gave you the opportunity. And those of them who are fighting me from saying that Rochas can never run for any political office nationally. So let's stop him here. You agree with them that give me power and I keep this young man busy or give this gentleman busy. But know that this party, you came to meet somebody like us. Today, as I speak to you, I have a court judgment. There's a court judgment that says the structure of the party should be left to the man as it was before he came in. He dissolved them against the court judge. What kind of lawlessness is this? And when you ask people, instead of saying the fact, they keep painting issues to, I don't know what they want to achieve. But I tell him, it will not be too far from now. The truth will be exposed.
I will call my colleague, Femi Okutubo. What question would you like to put as a follow-up to what the distinguished senator has just said?
Yes, the distinguished senator made a point about the fact that government went to sell Royal Spring Palms without a court order. Good point. The question would be, from what we read, you then, or you and your side then went to the estate, or to the hotel, to go and unseal the place. Did two wrongs make a right? How do you justify this? Would it not have been better for you to have gone to court?
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Thank you very much. Now, you should understand, maybe you didn't get the point I'm making clearly. They were looting. There was no, after they lock up that thing, they use key and lock it up and unlock the place at will. I got a phone call to say that people are packing the mattresses and TVs from the hotel. Why do you have to loot the place? Why have you become, that's criminality. And I called the commissioner of police, I told you. He said he didn't send anybody there. I called the director of SSS, what person would I have done? And I went there innocently to say, who actually are looting this property that is under sale? I would have gone to that property if there was proper sale on it, even though it was illegal. But the looting aspect of it was that. But going there, they led ambush and attacked me. They were already inside. Nobody unsealed anything. Which seal? Well, okay, you should show a picture of the seal where they put the seal. It's not true. And you say two wrongs are not making right, but you see a man in power as a governor should not generate the use of thugs. Look about that point. How can your SA remove stock and carry machetes to the whole world saying it? Why are people not talking about this? I'm talking about selling and selling. This criminality, and it must never be allowed to take place. It is just criminality and should not be allowed to take place. Now, what happened right now? Let me speak to you right now. So let me give you the latest gist now in town. The latest gist now is that Hope Uzodimma and his team, knowing that what they did was wrong, has gone to the popular Njamase court in Owerri to get an interim forfeiture now, which is what they should have done before. And of course, Njamase will give them the interim forfeiture. Now they will now have the legal right to go on those properties. It's only then I can go to court and quash whatever they have done. But even though it's unconstitutional, for a matter that is already in court, for you to go again and issue an interim, you can see the fight. It's so childish, very childish and dirty.
Very childish.
If Hope Uzodimma really believe in the court process, why should I go to court? After all, he's a product of court. Why can't you go to court and get the proper thing? So tomorrow, if Hope Uzodimma comes to your house, Ben TV, I'll come to your place and say it's the governor and shut down your and risky to lock up your house. You sleep outside because you have to go to court. Then when you go to court, he tell you come to. This is just a script that time to play, but they will be exposed, and they will meet disappointment at the doorstep of this.
Thank you, sir. I'm going to ask my colleague from Milan, Mark, to ask you the next question.
Yes. Honorable His Excellency Owele, it's a sad situation, and to be honest with you, a lot of us see with you, we reason with you, and it's also an embarrassing situation happening in Imo State. I don't know why this has come to this. Imo shouldn't be in this kind of situation. So, but I want to ask this, sir. You now as a senator, and I also beg you to please begin to calm down on this whole situation so that it doesn't affect your other duties as a senator. It doesn't affect things that should be going on, assignments and work that should be going on. So you as a senator, sir, how do you bring your dynamism? Like you said, and which is true, you did a lot for Imo State. How do you bring that dynamism into making some policies and some bringing to effect progress in Imo State? You as a senator. Thank you, sir.
You know, I tell you, every leader in life has his calling. Either you are a poor leader, or you are a pro-elite leader, or you are self-leader. For me, I came into politics just for one reason. For one reason, I wanted to know, and I have no business with politics. And I'm not a good politician, so to say. I'm not a good politician. If I'm a good politician, this won't be happening. I came into politics for one thing. Because before I came into politics, I have this burning desire to help humanity. That's my nature. I don't feel comfort. Nothing excites me. Nothing makes me happy. Mansions and champagne doesn't make me happy. What makes me happy is the time I see I'm able to help someone in need. That's my calling in life. And that's what started my government, anytime, any day. And this is why you see, whenever I say my people, it's genuine from my heart, out of love, all the people. Like, for instance, when I was as president of Rochas Foundation, I could only take at a point today about 25,000 children with 6,000 graduates, with doctors and lawyers. That is good, but not good enough with so many schools. But being mentioned as a governor, within 3 months of my resumption, I declared free education from primary school to university. I had over close to 1 million children back to school from the streets. And parents will no longer burden with this. For me, that's the joy. You see what leadership does for me? If it's not for this reason, I have no business, and God bear me with it, I have no business with parents to receive the kind of insult I receive. Because if I'm not in politics, people like Chinasa wouldn't have insulted. And I can't get this insult, even from the governor of Imo State. I would never have gotten this insult. Because we know ourselves and we know our levels in life. but politics. So I see it as a price I must pay. But in talking about policies and what I'm doing as a senator, right now, what I've embarked, I just did some basic bills. Number one bill is that I believe that education should be extended from just the JS3, they say, to take it to SS3, the 3 more years, so that the children of the poor can go to school. So I say free education, education should be free. For me, there's no special reason why, for now, as a developing nation, it's not like America, why we cannot make education free for the poorest of the poor, not necessarily for the rich. So the poor children all over can go to school. Today in Nigeria, we have 13.4 million children out of school. That's a time bomb in waiting. Yes. So we must address these issues. This is why I'm in politics. This is why I even want to run for any position I want to run for. This is the truth. Then I made a bill. I made a
Senator, I'm aware of the time, but may I ask you, 2023 is around the corner. Is this why you are having the challenges? Are you going to contest for the presidency of Nigeria? And if so, under what party, sir?
Well, if you recall, I contested for president. I've run for president 3 times. If you recall, I was sent Rochas who contested. Let's say I do a historic president. I came second in that election. I ran for presidency 3 times, so it's not anything new. All I'm looking at is the mood of the nation, and to see what opportunity that gives me. I just don't want to say I want to run for president, but to look for a platform to serve the people, to serve the ordinary person of the nation as much as I can during my lifetime. These are 2 different things. So presidency is just only an opportunity to do what you have done, bring out who you are in reserve. Just like people thought that office changes people. Office does not change anyone. You can see the display of what happened in Imo State. That's who hope is naturally. That's what it's displayed. So when you ask me, do I want to run for president? I haven't run for president first and second and third time. And all this time, the sentiments has been either south or north, or understanding. To say that I want to run for president will just be a direct answer. But listen, I want to serve. If I see myself as
yes, the question is loaded with the political party where you are now. If anything is to go by, what we're hearing is that APC may not particularly cede the presidency to the Southeast zone where you come from. And is that why you are having all these challenges? Like you rightly said a few moments ago, Oshiomhole is inducing Governor Uzodimma to give you all the challenges. Are you having a loggerhead with APC, as we say right now, because of what you want to do come 2023?
You see, if you recall what I said last time, I have no issue with APC, but I have issue with certain characters in APC. No issue with APC. APC is just a platform. It's a name. I gave the name APC. And everybody knows in the country that I named it APC. When some of this men are there. But talking about loggerhead, I'm not a loggerhead with APC. It's my party, and I'm in APC. But you see, all this effort is to see how they can edge me out. But you see, it's something that is left for me to look at. I'm talking about presidency and where it comes from. For me, that's neither here nor there, because zone cannot put food on the table of common man. Zone cannot stop insecurity. Zone cannot. If you have, it will have helped us. But what can solve that problem is the person in question and what he has upstairs, the vision you have. Exactly. And this time around, I want to advise Nigerians that please do not again allow anybody to occupy a public office without following up his track records and see the vision and how he thinks. This will have some of things we do in this country. So for me, it is a question of time will tell.
All right, Femi from London.
Yes. I wanted to hone in around Imo State. Distinguished Senator, you alluded to the fact that You were a founding father of the APC nationally. Aside from that, even in Imo State, you were, at least at a time when nobody else was in the party, you were there. And now you have the new, we now have a new governor in place. I think under normal circumstances, the party structure would be that the governor of the state would be classified as the leader of the party in the state. Do you have any issues with that? Or because you also mentioned something about a court order that you already have around the structures of the party and all that. So if you could just, for enlightenment purposes, just throw a little bit more light on that. Do you accept that the governor is the leader of the state, or would you say that you're the leader of the state, leader of the party in the state, and is that part of the problems that we're having now?
Okay, thank you. Now, I was a governor before. There's a difference between leadership of a state, leadership of a political party, leadership of a family. There are different leadership out there. There's no saying that once you're a governor, you're a leader. You're a leader of the party. You're a leader of the state. You're the number one citizen of that state for that period of 8 years or 4 years that you have. And that does not make you a leader of the people forever. So I'm not a leader. I've not said I'm leader of Imo State. But when you're a leader, it means everyone must be yours. You can't make yourself a sectional leader. You can't be a leader for this group of people. In fact, I tell them that as a governor, if you're a governor of both the good, the bad, and the ugly. So you must accept that you're a governor for all. And whoever you met in the office while you come in, you should be able to take the person along with you and work. You said when I came into when we formed this APC as a leader, everybody will be under it, everybody will be answered. Whoever you call as governor will come. So, but the fact remains that the governor have not even seen himself as a leader and does not behave as a leader. And there's a limit to leadership also. For instance, if you go to Lagos State, the current governor cannot say he's a leader of Aswaju. No, you can't say that. So, but you can create to say this is a leader, this is a father, just to create that cordial relationship that might occur with everybody. But that is why it should be. The problem that Governor Hope Uzodimma have not shown leadership and to carry everybody along. Rather, he's setting up talks. Like he's promoting talk right now by introducing talk now to do the work of police and do the work of recovery agent or whatever it is, which is not good for him. It's not good. Okay. Every governor wants a peaceful disposition to govern freely.
So you are the father of the party in Imo State, and the governor
I remain the father because I gave birth to it. I'm the father of the party in Imo State.
Okay, let me ask my colleague from Milan, Mark, what would you like to ask the governor?
Yes, I want to say this. Owele is known around the world, in Africa, and he's very, very popular for his deeds. There's a problem, and that problem is the rate at progress in Nigeria, in Imo State. Let me come to Imo State now. The rate at which progress is being taken is still slow now. So with your philanthropic nature and your, like I put before, your dynamism, how do you give advices to this present government, regardless of every animosity? How do you bring in advice to increase the rate of progress? How do you go about that? Because there has to be a way out. We can't be stuck in this animosity, bickering, fighting. We can't be stuck in this. Things are moving. People are moving. Nations are building. Progress is going on. So how do we get out of this bottle hole and bring in things, a change? His Excellency.
Well, thank you. I think you have said it. I'm a man of peaceful disposition. If you know me, I'm not a violent person. When I was a governor, I was the most criticized. Excuse me, I was most criticized. And if you remember, I cracked a lot of jokes as a governor, just to cool tension. Because remember when I came up with the concept of Buddhism, my people, and I even created a Ministry of Happiness, which made round people understand the concept behind it. But all this are history. A governor must be a nonsense taker. A man in authority must learn how to take nonsense from his people. That's the first way to start. Because you control everything. And Hope Uzodinma is so lucky that nobody's even disturbing him. What's he doing with the funds? Allah recently he gave a contract of 50 billion naira to patch the road that I did from Owerri to Olu, Akokwa, and from Owerri to Okigwe to patch it. I went there, I saw what the gentlemen are doing is just regrinding the surface and mixing. But nobody's asking, what are you doing with this man? Nobody's asking for the close to 2 years you are going to office. What project can you say you have done as commissioner? Nobody's asking, why have you abandoned these hospitals littered all over the whole state without fixing anyone? Why do you close down the whole 6 universities built by Rochas? Why do you close down the polytechnics and everything that was built by this man? What? There's just no reason. He even came to my village and they closed down the School of Nursing and drove away the students. Now, this is not enough. You have problems. Why are you breaking down the properties? Now, you're not tired of this. Now, you go back again to say a university built by Rochas, Okorocha, where every child that finishes Rochas Foundation go there free. We have the whole nation there now. Who's more than 700 students, all of them are scholarship in that university. The first ever free university built. And this university has been there for more than 15 years. It used to be Rochas Foundation College premises before I converted to university. Now, we're in court, you sealed it. Now, what benefit will we get if you seal the university? If you want to run it, why don't you tell that you want to take over university as a project that you will commission? We can discuss, gentlemen. I can even say, okay, my friend, my brother, take it if you want. If you say you want this hotel, you want to own it personally, tell me, I can say, okay, because this will, if you take all this, it will not say reduce the Rochas that is in. What is your problem? Why can't we make this? No, wait, let me just, that is my question that Hope Uzodinma needs to understand, then peace will go. Secondly, what he needs to do right now, let me tell you what he's going to do. If I were him, is to say, okay, my brother Rochas, let's meet. Let's talk. And I'm here. You see what happened? Chilasa, my essay, molested you with terms. Look, I'm sorry about that. Let's bygone be bygone. God knows, my Rochas or culture are impressive. And if I tell people today, I even started making an excuse for Hope Uzodinma when I went to one of the rallies, thinking that he'll key into it. When I told the people of Imo State, I said, listen, even John the Baptist, even John, I'm not John, but Apostle Paul, that today wrote the whole New Testament, that he was once a criminal. But he received Christ, he received the word of God, and became the preacher today, the gospel that we all enjoy today. And nobody knows where the Messiah will come from. It's not for us to judge anybody. I thought he would kid that and say, okay, this is my brother, let's work together. But for as long as he keeps fighting, and I will never fight him, he will go down. I will never fight him. And you should say, where's Oshimo that fought me? Where is he? The Bible said, touch not my anointed and do my prophet no harm. Let him not even try to, because I'm clean for him to touch. And for him to have sent his essay to tap me at the back, I wouldn't ask anybody to do that to him. It's not fair. Now, they've sent up. So for peace, I'm just saying for peace to reign, it depends on him. He has a knife, he has a yam. He's a governor. Call everybody together and everybody will come to government house. Call everybody and say, listen, let's move ahead. It will help him.
Yes, we've had that olive leaf you have set forward. We'll hope to be interviewing Governor Uzodinma as soon as possible. But there's something very crucial many Nigerians and indeed the rest of the world will want to hear from you. The state of insecurity in Nigeria, and then particularly the southeastern part, has led to the governor to bring in bombarders from the Nigerian Air Force. We will want you to speak especially to the state of insecurity and what it may lead Nigeria to, but that will be after the break. So we'll just go on a short break, distinguished senator, and when we return, you'll be answering this question on the state of insecurity in Nigeria. For the rest of our viewers, don't go away. We'll be right back immediately after this short break.
Ben Television has been going for almost 2 decades now, representing the African, Caribbean, and ethnic communities in the diaspora, especially based in the United Kingdom. We have been providing content, various programs to empower, make an intervention, deliver, and enlighten the mainstream community about what it is to be a BAME in the United Kingdom. For almost 2 decades, this has been our ethos, bridging the gap. Now we seek for your support and partnership in delivering what we need to achieve in the coming generation for our youth, either through training, mentorship, empowerment for their entrepreneurial skill, talent, and in their business. Ben Television, bridging the gap, you're welcome to be with us. Thank you very much for joining and being partners of Ben TV, creating that bridge between the mainstream and the other communities in the United Kingdom and in Europe.
Welcome back. This is You Decide from Ben Television. We've been speaking with the distinguished senator from Imo West, Senator Rochas Okorocha, two-time governor in Imo State, now representing his senatorial district at the federal level, the Senate of the Republic of Nigeria. Distinguished Senator, we thank you for still being with us. There's this question that is bothering us that we must ask. The state of insecurity in Nigeria is too despicable at the moment. We started with Boko Haram, and then from there to Chibok girls being abducted, to Dapchi girls being abducted, to Kangara students being abducted. Now we go to Kadara with students being abducted, and with all sorts of killings, banditry, kidnapping, and this led to the establishment of Amotekun in the southwest, and the southeast has raised up some sort of their own militia that has led to Governor Uzodimma calling in the Nigerian Air Force. What are your views on the state of insecurity in Nigeria and what can be done now?
Yes, my friend, I don't know what you want to say. Do you want to give you the solution, or give you a general overview of what is happening or what I think about it? I just want to be specific with this question. What do you really want from me so I can understand how to pattern my answer?
What we want from you is your perception of how we got here. How did we get here? That the whole place is insecure. We saw how some 70 mothers and fathers and children were abducted in Niger State, and we've seen that all over the country. It was this that necessitated the Southwest to raise up their own Amotekun and the Southeast to raise up their own. So what, as a man who has been in government and in power for several years, how did we get here, sir? And how can we get out of it?
Okay, I think I get you right now. But let me say this to you again. That what you are seeing today is that as an insecurity in Nigeria did not start today. This is a product of about 40 years ago that we're suffering now. And it will get worse in the next 20 years again to come, if nothing is done. Now, there's a correlationship, husband and wife relationship between poverty and insecurity. Don't rule this out. So asking how do you get here? There's a relationship between, wherever you have high level of insecurity, look beneath it. There's poverty beating a strong drum for the insecurity. That is the bedrock of this, if you're asking how we got here. So and when we talked about out of school children many years ago, and that was not addressed. Today we are reaping it because these are instruments in the hands of anybody that wants to use them for that purpose. So this is one thing that I want to let you know what has happened. So, and my only fear is not of what's happening today, it's what will happen in the next 10, 20 years if we don't correct it. And if you ask me, I can share my local experience on this.
Please.
As a governor, I was for 8 years. When I came in first in 2011, The newspaper and journalists were very unfair to me because every time they put a picture of a kidnapper, they put my picture. Insecurity in Imo State. My first 2, 3, 4 months in office. What did I do? Very simple. When I saw this, I called on all the traditional rulers of Imo State and called all the president generals and youth leaders at different meetings to inquire first, what is the problem? Why do we have this? One, poverty unemployment was listed as one of them. 2, they were able to let me know where the source of this was in confidence. And the high level of insecurity is lack of information. I gathered the information first as to what was happening in Imo State about kidnapping. And then I came to State Executive Council and shared with my commissioners and brigade commander and told them, serious amount, and you must protect the people who has given out relevant information so we can deal with this matter once and for all. That was the thing. Then I called back, I set up what is called Community Government Council. And that time, most people wrote against it. We had they said, why should we have a federal government and have state government and local government and Rochas again, Community Government Council? I thought I was crazy, but that was the solution to my finding the security challenges of Imo State, because every government is local. Everything in life is local. It's family first. If family is right, so the community is right, local government will be right. And if local government is right, state will be right. If state is right, nation will be right. But if nation is right, does not guarantee that state will be right. This is what is the truth. Then when this came, I said, I'm no longer the chief security officer. I want to release my power to all of you as traditional rulers, as chief security officers of your communities. And how much I paid? I just added 20,000 naira to them as allowance, another 100,000 to the community to form what is called Community Government Council, with the youth leader, with the woman leader, with the government liaison officer. That worked very well. 5 people in a place. And within 2 months, I got the list, even where they sell the Igbo and whatever, their hideout, including this place that hotel was built, including where I built the police headquarters. We found about 27 skulls there, including Otamiri, where we discovered so many dead bodies, including Akachi, where we saw many dead bodies, including prison headquarters, police headquarters, where I built all these things. That was why I sent development to those places and cleared them off. There was no hiding place for them anymore. Let me tell you, to get this security right, gentlemen, in this country, we must involve our traditional rulers practically and give them a responsibility. Now, these children, these young men that are doing this, they're not soldiers. Are they soldiers? Who trained them? After Fulani herdsmen, they keep accusing. Who trained them? Where were they trained? In Germany, in London, in America, in Ondo, in Ogun, or in Imo? Nobody trained them. And the same use will have them. But now, what is the danger of this whole insecurity is that it become a commercial venture. When a young man looks for a job and they offer him 100,000 to come over there and do havoc, and he has a sick mother at home, he joins the bandwagon. But to start treating this problem, the solution, number one, first and foremost, we have to enact a unity bill. We have a unity of purpose, which I've advanced now. That Nigeria as a nation should really unite as a people. We'll talk about religion, tribe, where you come from. Can we agree that we're people endangered by insecurity? And not somebody making, accusing President Buhari of failure, accusing this governor of failure, accusing this one of failure. But let us agree, unity as a people first. Excuse me, how can 10,000 people or 50,000 people defeat 200 million people? It means that the 10,000 or 50,000 are united as against 200 million people that are not united. It's the first of all. Then engage the traditional rulers. They know them. Every traditional ruler, every community that knows when people come and go out of their community. Well, you know what I realized as I end up with this issue? That when I set up this community government council, in Inquiry here, there was a known criminal kidnapper. Now, when they come out on the road, I will send policemen. Policemen will go with siren, 10 people, wow, just like the shooting that Air Force came. They'll make all the siren noise and pass. These boys will come on the road and wait for them and be waving at them. And whenever they say, officer, have pure water now, officer, have something, have eaten. Okay, go there, but no, there's communication. But when I engage these people, they say, okay, those people that used to wave at that junction to this police are the boys. Use a local to catch the local. Simple, period. If the amount of trillions of naira were spending on buying fighter jets and fight these people, it deployed back to the use of that community and create jobs and everything, this will end. It's all about economic gains now. It's no longer terrorists or for anything. What are they fighting for? What is their policy anymore? What do they really want? Have you asked them what they want? If you cannot answer this question,
I will ask my colleague. I will ask my colleague Femi to ask you one other question.
Yes, looking at the state of insecurity in the country now, there's a school of. We also see that there's a lot of gathering now going on towards 2023. But do you think 2023 is realistic? Some people are even saying or are clamoring for things like restructuring or even a total breakaway from the country. You know, you have those who are calling for Biafra Republic, those who are calling for Oduduwa Nation, and so on. Is 2023 realistic? Where should the presidency of do you think, as a leader of the APC, as a founding father of the APC, do you think it should be zoned to to the southeast? And would you really classify Nigeria as a failed state, looking at the level of insecurity we have? Sorry, I've lumped quite a number of questions up into one. Yeah.
Okay. Let me take a few of them. Number 5. Let me take you a bit. I hope you have 2 minutes to listen to them. Usually, you must understand. Let's go back a little history for just 1 minute. You ask yourself, how did our leader, President Obasanjo, become a president? What happened? Remember, he was in prison. So when Obasanjo was in prison, he wasn't moving around to make political contacts. But what happened? At that point, there was what was considered an injustice on the Southwest people about Abiola, who was a claimed winner of an election. So the Southwest felt they were denied their rights. And at that time also, 2 factors were at play. There were incessant coups in Nigeria, and they wanted a retired military general that can really understand coup and security issues and be able to end coups in Nigeria and ensure democracy. These were the 2 basic qualifications of President Obasanjo at that particular time. As Obasanjo became president from prison, he came out and took him around, and he became a president. Now, at that point, Southwest was made. That issue of Southwest Abiola issue died. And thank you, President Buhari, who later honored him. Now, that was one. After President Obasanjo was finishing his tenure, now there was need that power should go back to the north, which is an understanding in the Nigerian political equation. I mean, that's just an understanding. It's not a constitutional rights issue. And that was how they were looking for somebody who can continue. Obasanjo actually himself was looking for somebody who has the personality or who has the calmness to control from where he stopped, and who can also get the northern sympathy, if you like. And the name Yaradua rang a bell, given what his senior brother was at that time. We were governors at that time. And President Obasanjo actually supported Yaradua. I contested in that primary school, and I came second. It was on that note that Yaradua became a president. When Yaradua became president, and he took Jonathan. In fact, at that time, Jonathan didn't want to be a vice president. He wanted to continue as a governor. Because we were very, very close at that time. He had his plan led out to develop Diaspora before he was literally dragged to become a vice president. But when Yaradua was a president, agitation rose from the South. Resource control, oil control, then military started again. Blowing off a pipeline and all that. And Yaradua, his magnanimity, also introduced what is called amnesty, just as racism. But that still was not enough. I was at that point that when Yaradua made so this president, Jonathan became a president. During Jonathan's presidency, the talk about corruption became too loud and too high that it was a major issue in this country. And the power was supposed to go back to the north after South. And we are looking for who is this man who has zero tolerance to corruption, a selfless man, a man of integrity at that time, and who can stop corruption by all means, because Nigerians believe that the corruption was the pen of the problem. And here we are, our best candidate that time was President Mohamed Buhari, and Buhari became the president. So mood changes the nation's politics. Today, in the mood of Nigeria, where they're looking at the South again, go back to South, usually not and South. They're looking at who is this Nigerian also? But the problem we have now is the problem of insecurity, unity. People are calling for separation. Who actually can bring this country back together as an entity, indivisible entity? These are the criteria they're looking for. And who has compassion for the poor? Who can really help the poor people get out of their mess and have something to eat? These are kind of the criteria that are being considered. So every time in Nigeria, outside zoning, the mood of the nation also determines how our presidential candidates. This is what. Another point you want to mention is the issue of whether they should zone it to Southeast. Personally, I've said this severally. I don't believe in zoning. I don't believe in rotation of presidency. I don't believe that. I believe that he that has something upstairs should go for a position if all is well with the country, because it takes an individual to change the history or narrative. It doesn't take a zone. So that particular person, we should be looking for him. But if he's coming from a particular zone, so be it. But look for that particular person. So the story of Nigeria can change. This is how wise people think, and that's how people are done. But when we come into the sentiments of people wanting to spread, why do people want to leave? Why want to live a bigger? Why don't you? When somebody wants to leave this country, it's like instead of you to be a 10%, 1% owner of a $10 billion business, you want to be an MD of a 5,000 naira business. That's why I see this is calling for separation. Me, I prefer to be a 1% shareholder, if a 0.1% shareholder of a $10 billion business than to become an MD, chief executive of a 5,000 naira business. This is how to describe the situation in our country. So I think we have come to that particular time and moment in history where people who have something, who can give their track record, who you can see what they have done with that sentiments. Let sentiment not decide. Enough is enough. Sentiments have decided for us, leadership at governorship level, at local government level, at this thing. Leadership has done that. To take, for instance, if and when I was in Imo State here as a governor, and I checked out all those that are with me, and I said to go to the field and see who truly people can like and who has a compassion for people. Now, a friend of my in-law, it became a taboo. In-law can never be governor. After you leave, in-law can't be governor. So they no longer ask questions as to whether that in-law is the person who can be their savior or in-law will be a person. They say, no. This is sentiments, not the issue. And look at where we are today. So, the point I'm making is we must grow. We must go outside this level of shadow thinking in this country. If this nation...
Distinguished Senator, you have said something important, sir. So who is this person you have in mind? Or do you have 3 or 4 or 5 persons who can bring the national unity that we will need? Do you have someone in mind or some persons in mind or particular zone in mind?
Okay, I can tell you something. Thank you. Yes. I have somebody in mind. I have some people in mind, and look at their qualities. That's why I say go for track record. Go and look for that Nigerian from his antecedent who has not been myopic and think about his region. Anybody that speaks only for his region, does not speak for this nation, cannot be a president of this country because he will still go back to regional issues. I will not care about those. That's why there's always this apprehension that if you elect an Igbo man, I want to correct that mentality. If you elect an Igbo man, you elected a Biafra, this is that needs to be corrected quickly. Quickly, it needs to be corrected. It doesn't work that way. These are just elitist, manipulative statements. Okay, now, what's the quality? Now, just ask, who is that Nigerian that's in Nigeria that has investment, outside this area. That's not only his village or his town, that you can find.
Well, I'm sure that the Wi-Fi will work there any moment from now. So we will just be waiting. And we thank you for those who have been writing in. Maybe before the end of the program, we'll be reading some of your comments. Many people have been commenting. If you still want to comment, you can comment on the YouTube, or you can bring it to the Nigerians Decide at yahoo.com. We are always good to read all your comments, especially if they're not rude comments. We will read them. Nigerians Decide at yahoo.com. I hope the Wi-Fi is working very well from the distinguished senator. Studio, do we still have the senator on? Okay, I understand it's still being worked upon. Let's go on a break, and when we return, we'll go back to the distinguished senator, and I'll be asking Mark to ask his own question. Let's go on a short break. We'll be right back.
Ben Television has been going for almost 2 decades now, representing the African, Caribbean, and ethnic communities in the diaspora, especially based in the United Kingdom. We have been providing content, various programs to empower, make an intervention, deliver, and enlighten the mainstream community about what it is to be a BAME in the United Kingdom. For almost 2 decades, this has been our ethos, bridging the gap. Now we seek for your support and partnership in delivering what we need to achieve in the coming generation for our youth, either through training, mentorship, empowerment for their entrepreneurial skill, talent, and in their business. Ben Television, bridging the gap, you're welcome to be with us. Thank you very much for joining and being partners of Ben TV, creating that bridge between the mainstream and the other communities in the United Kingdom and in Europe.
Hi, I'm Dr. Charles Sene. I'm an HSGP and I'm originally from Nigeria. And as you can tell, I'm black. Now, I've been lucky enough to have my COVID-19 vaccine and I feel all the better for it. I know some people are concerned about this vaccine due to some of the negative information going about the internet. One of this negative information is that the government wants to use this vaccine to wipe out a certain aspect of the population. Another negative information is that this vaccine contains microchips with which the government wants to control us. Now, I work as a senior doctor in one of the COVID-19 vaccination hubs. And from one vial of the vaccine, we drop several doses. This we give to people of different races. Now, I have looked at the vaccine and there are no microchips on them. And there's no particular vial that's left for any particular race. So please do not let this negative information stop you from having a potentially life-saving vaccine. If you're concerned and you want to speak to someone, speak to your GP so you can make an informed decision. However, if you want to speak to someone like yourself, someone from your race, like me, email us at covid19@afrogp.co.uk and we'll get someone to call you back. Stay safe.
Thanks for staying with us. This is Ben Television on the You Decide program. And today we have been privileged to have the distinguished Senator Rochas Okorocha, two-term governor of Imo State, a philanthropist. And there's still many more to ask him in the last 30 minutes of this program. The distinguished senator was answering a question. I don't know whether he wants to continue with it or we should just go to Mark in Milan.
Yes. Yes, sir.
Yes.
Yes.
Distinguished Senator. Okay.
Yes,
I have one question relating to Nigerians in Europe. 2 days ago, the Senate, you as a senator, the Senate also accepted the appointment of the ex-service chiefs as ambassadors. My question is, considering the fact that they didn't perform well in their service, it wasn't much of a good performance. How do we now bring them to this international level where they become diplomats for our country? And how did the Senate agree to confirming them? Go ahead, sir.
Thank you. Well, this has been making news and making big news about it. Some people have said, how come we, on the floor of the House, we have said that they have not performed well, they should be changed, only to be changed and be taken to other countries as like a promotion, like well done. Now, for me, it's neither here nor there. What I think, personally, is that having confronted an organization like Boko Haram, the lives of these gentlemen, they are stake. So I see it from a security perspective, not from other performance or not performance. It's not what I'm judging. But for me, I think if these people are still in the country, they will no longer have that kind of security that they used to have to move around when they want to move. I think because they fought a terrorist war or something, they had to go out where they will be more secure and stuff like that. That's my thinking, but I don't know what it is. But what is important to us that Nigerians, the Senate has requested that they should be changed and have been changed. So well done, Mr. President. This gives a sense of hope, a renewal of hope for the people of Nigeria to see what the gentleman of God can do also. That is why I look at it. But you talk about Nigerians in diaspora before you share this question. I've always wanted to make a statement about Nigerians in diaspora.
Very good, sir.
I believe strongly, and you might not really understand what I'm coming from. I believe strongly that our best assets are abroad.
Exactly.
The most intelligent of us all are outside this country. I strongly believe that. And we have not been able to make proper use of these assets that acquired exposure, that look at this differently, that have concluded a quarter. Rather, we allow the few miscreants or few people who have not done well to blindfold us to feel that the entire Nigerians are broad enough. Yet, they'll bring over $2.5 billion every year, $5 billion every year through Western Union. One asset which must be utilized. And believe me, until we begin to utilize our assets abroad, we're not really looking at it. So that's my view on these two questions.
Okay. Yes, distinguished senator. As a follow-up question, sir, many Nigerians will not particularly resonate with your answer for the passing on of the burden of the ex-chiefs that have been passed to the rest of the world, because the Nigerian, like you said, the Nigerian Senate saw that there were burdens on Nigeria only to be passed on to the international community. But let's leave that one while Nigerians are thinking about that. What are your views about ranching and the Zuma? Because our viewers are saying they want to hear what's your position on ranching? Why? Because that's where the problem with herdsmen are coming. So if we get the ranching one right, then we could perhaps move ahead. And then the second one is the statute of Zuma. How did you come about putting a statute in Imo State, and how has that helped the economy and politics of Imo?
Thank you.
Thank you.
Now, let me take the one of Zuma first, then I come back to the one of ranching. First and foremost, I created a place that is called Hero Square, and today I'm very proud that that is the most beautiful attraction. This came out of my idea of creating tourism in that land. Beside this is the children park, and opposite it is the Hero Square. No, but the Hero Square is other than where people gather. Instead of using the stadium, I created a place that people that can take about 15,000 people seated. Opposite is where we have that Ikembo Center, where you have the statue laid out. So that's whole area. If you go to that place, it's a beautiful tourist attraction. Movies, picture taking, and everything is taking place there. During Christmas, during my time, you have thousands of people from morning till night. Photographers making money and everything. It became tourist attraction. Now let me explain to you why we had those people that we had. We singled out Zuma. Now Zuma, in our debate, while we're getting the Grand Chancellor of State of Imo, because once you get to that level, you get a ranking. Now, Zuma, to us, was a man that loves his people. Number two, Zuma was the only man in this history of mankind known for perseverance, who never saw any teacher in his life, never went to any classroom in his life and became a president. It's a worthy of study. People don't know about that. People do not know that in his fight for freedom and whatever he was doing that time, Zuma never went to school. I'm saying that Zuma never went to primary one. Became a president. What makes you a hero? And so people will leave that part and talk about corruption that has not been found guilty. Just like people are saying that Rochas is corrupt. They will say Rochas is corrupt. This man is corrupt. That man is corrupt. And yet there's no proof of where you have found him corrupt, just because some political gladiators would like to brandish you with an image. You know, sometimes when I go out like this, I'm surprised how people look at me. I now realize I have more than 7 images. Some people are very kind, nice man. Another people will say, this man is a great speaker. Another person, this man, don't trust him, he must be a crook. Another people say, this man is a corrupt man. He feeds the money of Imo State. And yet, as I speak, I don't have any bank account in my life. It will shock you. I don't have a.
Well, I wonder why that Wi-Fi will not operate right now, especially when the senator has no bank account. I'm sure it's back now. Is it back, studio? Studio, I'm interested if it is back so that we can listen to his views on ranching. Well, information reaching me says the Wi-Fi is still frozen. I'm sure it will be all right any moment from now, and we'll bring you back. Femi and Mark, my colleagues in different parts of Europe, one in London, the other in Milan. You may just have one more opportunity to ask a question, because we must finish by 5 minutes to 12 London time if everything works for us. As soon as the Wi-Fi is not frozen. May I hear some of your comments so far while we're waiting for the Wi-Fi? Femi, what questions have we not asked that we must ask that our viewers would like to hear?
I think it would be nice to hear about diaspora voting. He did allude to the fact that the best asset or brains of the country are in the diaspora. So what really is being done to actually get those in the diaspora to have a voice in the governance of the nation?
Yeah. And he who pays the piper dictates the tune, isn't it?
Absolutely.
Mark, what other question do you think we can still ask the distinguished senator in the 9 minutes of this program?
Yes, I think you also said something that he needs to buttress more. That issue of ranching and the headsman issue.
All right. He's back. He's back now. He's back now. So let me just quickly go to him so that we round up the program.
Okay.
Distinguished Senator, well, let me apologize on behalf of Wi-Fi, all these stoppages, but we really appreciate your being with us. In order not to waste time, because we don't know when the next frozen matter will come, we would like you to talk about the ranching. You were saying that you don't have a bank account, and then we would like to know about your view on ranching, which is causing a lot of insecurity in Nigeria. And also my colleague Femi from London said he would like you to say something about diaspora's voting, Nigerian diaspora's voting, so that we wrap it up just in case we don't have much Wi-Fi time.
Well, since you got me in the right mode to speak to you, if you have to take more time, please do. I'm not in a hurry.
Okay.
But I was trying to let you know about how people create misconception about Zuma and the rest of the life. And the reason why Zuma is one of other great leaders there. So many people in that very pavilion. And it's a very interesting place. And there's a bridge there. There's a bridge that is called Heroes Bridge, where I personally teach children. It's supposed to be a place to inspire children, to have a mentor in life, to someone to look up to. So we have what is called Good Morning Bridge, center of the bridge. We have Good Afternoon and Good Evening. This is how we do it in Imo State. So when you come, I take the children from Good Morning. Good Morning means when they are children. Now, what have you achieved as a child? I tell them what you must do in your early age of life. When you come to Good Afternoon, we'll tell you that is the middle age of your life, when you are like 50. Now, some of us have crossed Good Afternoon slightly, and you are going to Good Evening. Good Evening is then if I have Good Night. Now, in your Good Evening, if you have gone through this bridge of life and you ended up with Good Evening, then you will have to raise a statue for you. That is what will happen. And it became a tourist attraction. More people were coming with carnival. People go there, visitors had a place to go. But they now said it was 500 billion, 500 million, and not knowing that people still have to come and study how I was able to govern Imo State with that little resources and made over 2,000 projects. That is unprecedented, and I'm proud to say so anytime, anywhere. That's on that note. So I've cleared the point about this statue, pavilion, and what you have. And from there, we have a Hall of Fame where you go and listen to the person's story, life, and see this. So Zuma was great. He's a great man today. Forget about the political issue. He's a great man. He's a great man. Going to have raised. One day he was trying to write. Someone told me that, do you know, Zuma to write is an issue. But look at how he's become a leader of South Africa and known throughout the whole world. He's giving hope to those who think they are nobody, whatever been to school. Rise and be like Zuma. This is the idea. You must look up somebody in life. And there's no perfect human being. I'm not perfect. So that is on that part. And I talked about not some of the things, and people today doesn't know I don't have any bank account. Yet people are going all over the world to see where I get billions of dollars and stack this. I just laugh. In my midnight, I laugh. I take a big laugh at this. And it gives me fun. That's me. And if you find time again, ask me about how I run my life, and I'll share with you and tell you. And it's very simple. This is just Rochas. Now, talking about Ruga and all this sensation of men killing, I know we are good at that. We are good at that. Even Nigerians, other than Nigerians to separate a criminal from where he comes from. Now we join the whole thing and criminalize the whole entity. Now, whenever you talk about IPOB, kidnappers, now every Igbo man is an IPOB. Now, when you come to Hausa land, Fulani man, every Fulani man carries, every Hausa man is a Boko Haram, is Fulani man. We must stop this. And that's the problem we have. If you're a criminal, let's separate you from your identity. A criminal has no identity. He's a criminal. Whether you're Yoruba, Igbo, Hausa. Forget about Fulani herdsmen that carry this, as if all Fulani men carries that. And don't be surprised. Some of the people who call Fulani herdsmen can be Igbos, Yoruba, Efik, who joins them again and pretend and carry the gun and tie their head. And a criminal can disguise in whatever form. Let us begin to deal with criminals specifically as criminals, and not without mentioning where they come from. Because when you mention where they come from and then you generalize it, this is what we're suffering. In Nigeria today, if somebody steals, they say, Nigerians are thieves. They are 4-1, they are criminals in America. It's not true.
This is Senator. It's not the crime. We're talking about ranching, the ranching itself.
Okay,
should we have
but let me help you with that also. Let me summarize this ranching issue. You know what ranching is, to me is like? And this whole thing about ranching and cow movement and everything is like where we have when we used to have water in gallons. And gallons, people were selling water in gallons until we developed water in paper, plastic, which is called pure water. From there now we go to bottled water. This is the stage. Now, when people talk about ranching and Ruga, the Ruga thing is a Fulani way. It's they say in Hausa, Barasa or Etanona Ruga. Barasa, Etanona Ruga, Nona Ruga. I mean, so you can never lack milk in a ranching area where the Fulanis put their things. The only thing that people complain about, these cow rearers now are going through people's farm, which everybody condemns. Nobody can say it's right to go and destroy people's farm. It is wrong, and it's not acceptable. You cannot go to somebody's farm and destroy where you like your own goods there. So that is a different thing altogether. So ranching or no ranching is neither here nor there. It's just to know that these cows are needed. This is business for some people, and we eat the cows. I'm sure the day we begin to have cows in the southeast and create a place where we have 1 million, 10 million cows, and the Fulani man comes to Imo or to where or to southeast, and there's nobody buys his cows. He might not even come down here again. So this will first out gradually on their own, and the rating will come. But there's no place in the civilized world where you have cows moving on the streets. That government should handle that. Even in Abuja, capital city, you see cars moving around. It shouldn't be so. We are civilized. We're not in ancient years of life, but we should not make it look like it's a tribal issue. That's where my concern is. Thank you.
Okay. My colleague Femi has a question for you on diaspora.
Yes. Earlier on, distinguished senator, you did mention the fact that that Nigeria has a lot of its best brains outside the country in the diaspora. As a senator, because again, the issue of diaspora voting is something that has been before the National Assembly over a number of years. What is being done to ensure that Nigerians in the diaspora can participate in the governance of the country, especially on the issue of passing a bill that would support diaspora voting?
I'm for it. I support it. I support it should be allowed. I support it, and I believe they should be given opportunity to cast their votes as Nigerians. For the fact that they are abroad, should not be denied their rights as Nigerians, because they're still Nigerians. So I support it 100%, and that should be done. Whatever way it can get it done, it should be done, because it will help us a lot. That will also give them a sense of belonging. One of the things that makes you a citizen is the ability to vote. I should be allowed to vote. That I agree. I have no issues with that. The only thing that I'm talking about diaspora is that we need to build a fast bridge, economic bridge. I'll link those in diaspora to this country, Nigeria. As a businessman, I was even thinking of one time that we need to create a tourism village. I'm the chairman of tourism in the Senate, the Nigerian tourism village, NTV, where Nigerians from all over the whole country, all over the world, that is interested in owning a property, a home, can come there, and they're allowed to pay gradually $200 a month, everything a month, to be able to have home in their place. And it will be within the tourist city where everybody can come there and see our nature, how we behave. So when you come there, you see the whole Nigeria in one place. That's why I want us to create that. It's possible. And that will make them come back home from time to time to consider the economic development of our place. The problem of some of the diaspora is trust. Even when they want to build here, they don't have somebody they can trust where they can give them money. But government should help them out with that. Allow them to have a place and they can pay gradually. That's how you bring your people home. And they will sing the Nigerian anthem with pride. Because every cent Nigeria wants to come home. Every cent Nigeria wants to one time.
Yeah, distinguished senator, beyond going beyond saying that you believe in it, you're actually in a position as a senator of the Federal Republic. Are you willing to give some commitment publicly on air now that you're going to check with the National Assembly and try and see how?
Don't even waste your time. I have created a Department of Diaspora in my new Nigeria movement. I have a movement I just created, my new Nigeria movement, and I've appointed a young man, a kinsman, as director on that. And we're talking about it already. I'll push this to come true. I will. But the Senate, you're just a voice out of 109 voices. So, but you do your best to push it and get it signed. What can they contribute? They should. This is a world of technology.
Yes.
So until we get to a point where we can vote from technology. So what's the difference between somebody in Lagos and somebody in London nowadays? Well, I'm talking now, the whole world is listening. So you can vote from anywhere you are. The fact that you travel abroad does not even stop you from voting. Even if you go for medical.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Senator, you just mentioned the new Nigeria movement. Is this what you were referring to a few weeks ago to say that there's a movement coming out now? Is this the movement as distinguished Senator Okorocha will be launching as the president of Nigeria come 2023?
It's not a party. It's just a platform to harness all political lovers and supporters and those who share the same vision and like minds to come together, because there's so much tension in both APC and PDP. We're losing the tension by people coming together. Then we decide what to do. We can be in APC, we can be in PDP, we can be a new party, we can be anything. That is on that note, because party is just a name. What matters is collecting people that their reasons and share vision and who love this country, people who truly love this country. That's what we're looking about.
Distinguished. Sorry.
Okay, let me.
Go ahead. Yes, I have one last small question on the Niger Delta Development Commission. The Niger Delta Development Commission is an organization that should really cater for the well-being of the Niger Delta region. You as a senator, sir, the Senate has power over that commission, but it doesn't seem like the Senate is putting their mouth into some of the commission's activity. The commission, from our view, we studying, is not living up to a lot of expectation. There has been stories of fraud. There has been stories of them being more political instead of doing that which the commission was set up for. What will you say, sir, as a senator that also reside in the region of the Niger Delta?
Well, I agree with you. The Niger Delta NDDC has not done well. And which is just clear, if the trillions of naira poured into NDC, where it was unpacked to NDDC and all that, if it has been properly utilized by now, the whole Niger Delta area will be better than London. But you see, what will suffer so much in Nigeria is injustice and systematic corruption. And that's the most dangerous corruption. That is what is called lettered corruption. Not the one you discover 1 billion, 500 million, some other account, 7 billion, 2 billion naira. No, that's not the corruption. There's a systematic corruption that is very dangerous. When 500 billion comes to Niger Delta and 300 billion finds its way back again into the system, into Abuja and other parts. So this is systematic corruption, and the place will never go under this. I'm here in Port Harcourt, speaking to you from Port Harcourt, because I came for an oversight function of NDDC. I'm just here. That's why I'm here in Port Harcourt. Okay. And I'm not quite satisfied with what I see in terms of development in Niger Delta. And also other states like Imo. What has Imo been doing? And that's why the president got angry and said, go for forensic and all that. It's just very fun what's happening. I think they need to redefine the vision of that and the mission of that. Nice idea, but if only, I've even said to them, can you even stop the boreholes? Stop all this that you do. Can you concentrate on major things at least? Give us 8 lane roads and rail and transportation and aviation and make major projects, just like you have the headquarters. As much as expensive as it for 16 billion, at least it's funded. Let's talk about the money. Let's talk about say something that is a legacy. And there are a lot of abandoned projects that are never completed. There's a change of policies and change of that. It's a lot of work to be done, and I think we in the Senate are going to take this head on.
As we round up, distinguished Senator, I'm sure our viewers will want to know how you've been surviving without a bank account, or did I get you wrong?
You got me very, very right. And I'm not joking about it. It's that's why I need to do a study about my life and what I do and how I want to survive. And it's just a personal policy. I think we will not know. I'm blessed with a family. I have one of the best families you can think about. I have responsible children. I train my children early enough in life to handle responsibilities. I don't have any property in my name. I pay rent from my office to my son. From the money I have. So I get the responsibilities. So you have this, and you have to take this amount of money and take care of this foundation. You have to. Then if I need this, people should provide me. What do I need? What do I need to carry money in my account? What do I need to do with it? What would I do with it? So this is the life that, I mean, this will take another 1 hour if I have to explain to you. I run my life, but it's a very interesting. And I don't have anything in my name. And I prefer to live a life like
that. Distinguished Senator, it's my my job to thank you very much for coming to this exclusive interview. I am sure that it will generate discussions for the next months to come, and probably Governor Uzodimma may be responding to you. Our correspondents will be getting in touch with him to hear what you have said. But I hope that it will be right to say that you have sent an olive leaf to him to say that, look, we don't have to fight. Let us resolve this matter. Will that be a good position, your distinguished senator?
Absolutely. Let him just, please, whenever he comes online, take him to say, I will say the truth and nothing but the truth. Once he says that, let's try. So it should not be, let him just say the truth, and the truth will set you free. I still offer it to him as a brother, even though I've been molested, my properties are seized and destroyed and everything. That does not reduce me. I'm fine. It's my brother and friend, and I'll be happy to even guide him, because I have a more experience in governance than he has. And he needs me. He needs me. But fighting me will not make him go for a second term the way he's thinking. No, it will not. It's God that gives power. It's God that gives power. So let him relax. Finish the first term, then we'll talk about second term. But let people be happy with you. That's all. But please, before he comes on this program, say, Rochas said to him, say, I have my swear I will say the truth and nothing but the truth. That's fine. He wants to do that. I'm fine with it. And if there's anything I've said here that is a lie, quote me tomorrow and come back tomorrow and I'll stand by it.
Oh, distinguished Senator, thank you very much for attending our program. I'm sure very soon we'll have you on to discuss more about the new Nigeria movement. Maybe there's going to be a diaspora action on it, and this will be a good thing to discuss further. On behalf of my colleagues, Femi and Mark, do you have any closing remark as we close?
Yes. Is Femi saying something?
Go on, Mark.
Okay. Yes. No. I want to thank our distinguished senator, the Owele, for his presence, and of a truth, he has made some impact. He's also making, and I personally, as an Imo State man, want to beg him to please be soft on the governor, so that he can also, at a point, realize himself, and there could be a co-working, doing things together, and we have good results in this Imo State of Nigeria. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Mark from Milan. Distinguished Senator, that's how far we can go today. To our viewers, we thank you for staying with us. To my friend and colleague, Femi from London, Femi Okutubo, publisher of Trumpet Magazine, Mark Godwin from Milan, publisher of Schengen Media. We want to thank everyone who has been with us, especially our executive producer, Dr. Alistair Shoyode, and the studio crew led by Anthony. This is how far we'll go today. The program is You Decide. My name is Shegun Johnson. Until Wednesday, when we bring you another of our programs. God bless Nigeria.
God bless Nigeria. God bless you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.